Hi, it's Chef Sammy, and today we are cooking to kill with patience. And I decided that I wanted to do something that I didn't get a chance to do when I was younger, and that is make an easy bake cake. Now, they have a red velvet and strawberry cakes recipe that was pretty cool. So I was like, you know what? I want to try this because it looks really, really fun. So what you need to do is just go ahead and gather your ingredients. Of course, you are going to need two different bowls because you're going to be mixing up two different cakes as well as two different bowls for two different icing. So the first thing that you do is you go ahead and get the packet that you prefer, whether or not if it is going to be the red velvet cake mix or the strawberry cake mix. What I ended up doing was I started with the red velvet cake mix, and I went ahead and I put the amount of water that needed to be in there. If I'm not mistaken, it was 1.5 teaspoons put in there, and so we will just go ahead and mix it up for you. And then after it was mixed up, you would take it and put it inside the little pan. I decided to use some Walmart butter spray, and I sprayed it pretty good. It was it looked really crazy. I don't know what I was thinking about, like maybe a regular cake, but I made sure that I sprayed it, and I put the cake batter inside of the small little pan. And don't forget to preheat the oven. You have to preheat it for 20 minutes, okay? Don't just plug it in and throw in the cake. It has to preheat just like any other oven, okay? And if you are letting a child uh, go ahead and make this cake recipe, you need to make sure that you are supervising your child because they can get burned. All right, there are warnings on the package. It says adult supervision required, but I'm an adult, so I don't need any supervision. All right, so I put that cake in for 16 minutes. And what I did was I went to the microwave and I put a little timer on. And then I just went and started looking at YouTube videos. And then when it was maybe like 5 minutes till, then I went ahead and I decided to um, go ahead and prepare the strawberry cake mix, which, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was 1 teaspoon, and I want to say a fourth, possibly. Might not be right, but I can write the right recipe down. I accidentally threw the paper in the trash can with the package. I didn't think to save it, so I might not be saying that right, but yeah. All right. So I went ahead and I took the first cake out, and that little paddle, I call it a paddle. That might not be the name of it, but that's what I call it. I went to get the cake out of the oven, and I accidentally drug the little paddle across the cake, so you can see that there's a little dent there. I was like, you know what, whatever. As long as it comes out, then it's going to be fine. So I just let the cake just sit there, and then I put the other cake in for 16 minutes after I mixed it up. Now the mixing process was pretty cool for both of them. I did the same thing. I went back, I looked at YouTube videos, and then I came back to get the cake out, and I actually let both of them like cool down for 16 minutes each. Um, yeah, and then it was time to just go ahead and make the icing. But before that, I decided that, you know what, you need to clean as you go. Anyone knows, any chef, you got to clean as you go. Don't wait to the end of what you're doing and try to clean out the dishes at once. You're supposed to work and clean as you go. And so I made sure that I did that. Yeah, and then I ended up getting the strawberry cake out, and the strawberry cake was easier to come out. I didn't accidentally, put a dent in it. It came out way better than the red velvet cake, and I decided to just, try to mix the icing. Now, I don't like the quality of the icing, but I keep forgetting that it's an easy bake oven. It would not fly if I was making a cake for a client. And so, yes, it was a little runny. I tried to thicken it up a little bit, and it did not work. All right, so it looked very runny, but I did what I was going to do. I wanted to make the rectangles, but I decided to go ahead and make the squares. So that's what ended up happening. So I took the strawberry cake and I put it on the parchment paper, and then I went ahead and I started putting the icing on the cake, and yeah, that turned out okay. And then I put the red velvet cake on top of that, and I gave you guys a side view so that you could see. I mean, it was looking great, like I could really give it to somebody for a snack. Yeah. So I noticed that the icing for the top of the cake was not enough. So what I did was I tried my best to spread that icing on the top after I decided to try to cut it with the cake knife. Yeah, but for the most part, it wasn't too bad. I did not like the presentation. I think I was a bit hard on myself. I think if I would have been a 8-year-old, I probably would have cried. Other than that, I think it turned out okay. Yeah. So after that, I just went ahead and I decorated the little pieces of cake, and I put them in the refrigerator, and then at the end I washed all of the final dishes. So if you haven't had the opportunity to try an easy bake oven recipe, I wish that you would try it, and I would love to see your feedback below. And remember, we are cooking with patience, where everything is not going to come out right in the first try. Okay, so keep your confidence up, and you can do this. And just send me out.